So I'm reading in Luke chapter 2 today, and I'm also learning about camera angles. You know, if you hold the phone up like this when you video, that it looks a lot better than if you do when you hold it like this, because something about when I get down here, I've got about 4 chins going on here, and it's just not very flattering. But anyway, I digress. We're reading from Luke chapter 2 today, and this jumped out at me as it never has before. It kind of got my attention and made me start thinking, so I want to share it with you before I forget it. Luke chapter 2, I'm starting about verse 15. It says, "So it was, when the angels had gone away from them into heaven, that the shepherds said to one another, 'Let us now go to Bethlehem and see the thing that is come to pass, which the Lord has made known to us.' And they came with haste, and found Mary and Joseph and the baby lying in the manger. Now when they had seen him, they made widely known the saying which was told them concerning this child. And all those who heard it marveled at those things which were told them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all the things and pondered them in her heart. Then the shepherds returned, glorifying God and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen as it was told to them." See, here's what I find so interesting. When the shepherds heard that God was doing something amazing, they took off to see for themselves. They wanted to be a part of it. Unfortunately, today, we look around, we know that God is going to do something amazing. We've seen God move. We see the signs of the times. We see all that's taking place, and we know that God is fixing to do something. Unfortunately, many Christians are looking for someone else to have part in it. They just don't have time to be involved. Sure, God's going to do something, but why does it have to involve me? Why do I have to do anything? Why is it my problem? When the shepherds heard that God was going to do something, they wanted to see for themselves. They wanted to be involved. They wanted to take part in it. Look, God is going to do something today. What's your attitude about it? Are you too busy to care? Is your faith so dry and so dead that you're willing to sit by and do absolutely nothing? Are you ready to rush out and see what God is doing? Look, there was no question in the shepherd's mind about what God was going to do. There was no question that something amazing, something wonderful was about to take place. Unfortunately, we look around and we see all that's happening and we act like God has been dethroned, like he's not able to act. Oh, this virus. Oh, these riots. Oh, the looting. Oh, the troubles that we have. Friends, God is still on the throne. He's still in control. This is just a small picture of how bad things could get. But I really believe that God is fixing to do something wonderful, something amazing. Hey, I get it. Everybody's waiting on the end times. I understand that. We see the signs. We see all that's taking place. But just because we know the end is coming doesn't mean that we're to give up. The fields are ripe for harvest. People are looking for hope. What are we doing? How are we being involved? When the shepherds had saw all this, you know what they done? After they seen the baby and his mama laying in the manger just as it was told to them, they went about praising and telling everyone. Who are you telling? What are you doing to further the work of God's kingdom? The fields are ripe. The harvest is there. But the workers are few. We've become complacent. We think that church is about going and sitting in a pew, about listening to a service online, about listening to somebody speak, but it's not. Church is about telling others about Christ and what he's done for you and what he can do for them. The gift that is given of eternal life for all who believe. Don't let your faith set and be dry and dead. Let your faith go to action and motivate everything you do. After the shepherds come back through town telling everyone, they praised God for all they had seen and heard and what had been manifest to them. Friends, I'm telling you, God is in the works. God is moving. God is doing something. Don't sit back and wait for it to happen. Use this opportunity. Use this chance to be a part of it. For God has a plan for you that's greater than anything that you can imagine. God bless you guys.